I kicked out my dad and his pregnant wife out of the home I legally own after they sent my depressed sister to live with our aunt. Mom died 3 years ago from cancer. Before she passed, she made sure the family house went to me, and the vacation cabin went to my sister Bridget, who was 13. The lawyer explained it was her family's property for generations, and she wanted us protected, no matter what happened with Dad. Dad remarried 6 months later to this woman Corinne from his gym. Bridget stopped eating for 2 weeks when he told us. She was 14 and still sleeping with Mom's cardigan under her pillow. Corinne moved in fast. Within a month, every single photo of Mom was gone from the shared spaces. She told Dad it was too painful for him to see them. Bridget found everything boxed up in the garage and covered her entire bedroom walls with them. Last month, Dad and Corinne announced twins. Bridget got up from dinner, went to her room, and didn't come out for 16 hours. I could hear her crying through the door. 2 weeks ago was Bridget's 16th birthday. Dad and Corinne had some resort trip planned. Bridget asked if friends could sleep over and Dad said yeah, then bounced. I came over Friday to help set up. 12 girls showed up, they made pizza, did face masks, the usual. Everyone crashed in the living room around 2 in the morning. 7 a.m. Saturday, my phone rang. Bridget was screaming. Dad and Corinne came back early because her back hurt. They walked in on sleeping teenagers and pizza boxes everywhere. Corinne lost it immediately. Started yelling about the mess before the girls were even awake. Bridget tried explaining Dad knew about the party, but Corinne wasn't hearing it. Then Corinne said the thing that made my blood go cold. You're just like your mother, a burden on your father. Pack your stuff and stay with your aunt until you learn some respect. Dad stood right there and said nothing. Bridget had to pack a bag while all 12 of her friends watched in silence. Dad drove her 40 minutes to our aunt's place without saying a word. I showed up 3 hours later, walked in with my key. They were in the kitchen. You've got 1 week to get out. Corinne actually laughed. Excuse me? This is our house. Nah, Mom left it to me. Check the county records yourself. The color straight up drained from her face. She whipped around to Dad. What is she talking about? Dad stared at the floor like a kid caught lying. 7 days. After that, I'm changing the locks and whatever's still here goes on the curb. Corinne started crying about being 7 months pregnant with twins. Dad finally found his voice. Please, we can fix this. Bridget can come home. We'll all talk. You stood there while your wife called your daughter a burden and kicked her out. You picked her over us every single time. Now you get to live with that. They hired movers on day 6. Didn't even say goodbye. 3 weeks later, Dad was waiting outside my office when I left work. He looked rough. Unshaven, wrinkled clothes, the whole thing. Corinne's parents kicked me out, he said. We can't stop fighting. Can I please come back? Just me. I'll file for divorce. No, I'm your father. You can't just abandon me like this. Bridget owns a cabin. Go ask her. He drove straight there. 20 minutes later, Bridget called me dying laughing. Bro really showed up begging to crash at the cabin. I told him I'm turning it into an art studio and shut the door in his face. Next morning, Corinne called me from the hospital. Early labor from stress. She was low-key sobbing, begging me to let Dad come back for the birth. I hung up. That same day, Dad's Civic was parked outside the house. I called the cops for trespassing and watched from my apartment as they made him leave. Week later, Corinne had the twins. Her parents let her move back in, but told Dad he couldn't come until he got his life together. She's not letting him see the babies. Yesterday, Dad called from a blocked number. Bridget won't pick up. I need help. I'm in an extended stay off Route 9 and I can't afford it much longer. Should have thought about that before you stayed quiet. I'm your father. Bridget needed a father when Corinne threw her out. Where were you then? He started crying. Actual crying. Please, I have nothing left. Mom gave us those properties for exactly this. She knew you'd pick someone else over us eventually. She was right. I hung up and blocked him. Bridget texted 5 minutes later. He tried calling me too from some random number. Didn't answer. Changed my voicemail to say wrong number.